everybody, Audra here, also known as Twisted Chalker, and I'm your independent creator with Magnolia Design Company. And it's Sunday evening, and I remembered this week. I took a shower earlier, but I did not forget that it was Sunday, and I'm ready to roll. And so tonight I thought we would do the other 3 beginners kits that I have available. We did one already, which was this one, the hashtag blessed, and I have 1 kit left, so they're almost gone. And it's coming with the pink bow, since February is Valentine's Day month. And next month, after Valentine's Day, I'm going to change this up just a little bit, and I'll do just a real quick live on that, show you how easy it is to change it up for each holiday. So there's that. Tonight we're going to do the other 3 that I have available, oopsie, which are this one, which is Together We Make a Family, and this one is Caution Kids Bathroom. I have no control in here, you've been warned. I don't know why that's there. And then this one, which is Scatter Seeds of Kindness. Now this one has a little more to it. So the first thing I'm going to do before we do anything else is paint the beads. And so what I'm going to do is move the camera down toward the table so you can see what I'm doing. And we'll get started. Get these out of the way. And scroll this down. Make sure you can see okay. There we go. All right, so this kit will come with these beads, these 8 beads, 4 large and 4 smaller ones. Okay, and what I want to do with these is I want to paint them white. So I found a way to hold on to them while I'm painting them, so I don't have to make a huge total mess. So I'm just using this white Waverly chalk paste, and I'm just going to paint the beads up really quick, and then I'm going to set them aside to dry while I work on the rest of the kits. It's really easy to do. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. Oh, there we go. Now I can see. I don't want it to be real thick and just completely white. I'm just making sure I do a light coat on the entire bead. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So that one's ready, and I'm setting it in here so it will dry while I'm working on the rest of it. Okay. Do that with this one. I only had 3 pencils, so I'm using one of my little squeegees that I can get, that you can get too. It comes in a pack of 5, and they're all different sizes. They're very small compared to the normal squeegees, so that they can be used for getting into tight spots. And I'm using the fine tip one because it holds this bead nicely, sort of, while I'm painting it. So that's number 2. I'm getting ahead of myself. If I just say it's number 4, will I be done with 4? Will that work? There we go. All right, so I'll place that over here. And do the next one. Ooh, that's way too much paint. Just a little bit. I'm not really worried about the pencils getting paint on them. I only use them for my crafting anyway. So they gotta have paint on them, right? If they're your crafting pencils. Whoopsie. That's okay. I gotta be gentle. That way I won't push it off. Oops, I'm not in the camera. So I'm just gently putting a coat of paint. So that one's done. And now the fourth one. I push it down a little bit so that it sticks. I didn't push that third one down well enough. Put it on there and I pushed it down so that it's on there good and firm. That way it won't pop off. There we go. Now they will just be able to sit and dry while I'm working on the other ones. And now the four little ones. Let's see. I may have to do something a little bit different. And there are all other ways you could do it. I've seen where people have filled a bowl or a cup with water mixed with paint. I don't know if that works with white, but with colors to dye them. This is my first time painting these beads. I've been fortunate enough to buy ones that were already white and use them, but I'm done. I'm out of. I didn't have enough of the right size, so I went with the wood beads instead. I just thought I would throw a little coat on them. So these two, I just have them on a paintbrush. It's a small paintbrush, so I got to figure out how I'm going to stand it up while they're drying. I hope the stand there will hold them. There we go. Okay, those two are ready. Okay, get that propped up in there. And this might be small enough for those two. Ooh, that hole is tiny on that side. Okay. Whoopsie. Too much. I just want a light coat. Oh my goodness. There we go. Just a light coat. They won't take long to dry since it's a light coat and it's chalk paint. This one's trying to come off. There we go. I'm going to go in that motion. I'm safe. That's when I try to do the other side. I risk pushing it off. There, that worked. Perfect. There, so now, here they are, hanging out to dry. Kind of looks like a solar system. Well, like I'm preparing for one. Not like a solar system. Alright, so I'm done with that. Set the paint aside, put this away. This is what I'm doing because I reuse the sponges until they either get hard or fall apart. So I'll put them in baggies until they're no longer usable. So the kit will come with your eight beads in little plastic bags like this. They will not be painted. That will be totally up to you. Then I'm going to save this one for last, actually. I want to do the two simpler ones. This one is the Caution Kids Bathroom. I have no control in here. You've been warned. And so I'm going to take this. It's been used before, so I've written on the back already. If it's a brand new one, you want to make sure you write on the back of the backing before you remove it from your stencil. That way when you return it, you will know what side to put it on. And I need to get my water. So I have a container of water for my stencil. I'm going to peel it off the backing. And fuzz it. This is our tacky towel. This side here, the green side, is great for drying your stencil, and the gray side is for fuzzing your stencil. And basically what that means is you're putting a little fuzz on the sticky side of your stencil so that it loses some of its stick. That way when you apply it to your surface, it doesn't just get crazy stuck when it's time to remove it. Okay. Now the bow and ribbon I'm going to put across the top. So this I'm going to place a little lower on the board and centered. Okay. Doesn't look straight. See how it's sticky? There. Okay. So it's down a little lower on the board. I'm working out all the air bubbles. You don't want to hear any snap, crackle, or pops when you're doing this. So that way when I put the chalk paste, it won't bleed. If you have air bubbles, the screening won't catch it and it'll just go underneath. So I'll leave it like that so you can see it. Now this is the way I'm doing it. I mean, when you get yours, you can obviously do it in any way you want. You can put the ribbon on the bottom, you can center this and not put anything, you could just put a bow. You can choose different ribbon if you like, from what you have rather than what comes with the kit. It's just completely and totally up to you. I chose what I chose because it's a good neutral color and design. And neutral's good because it opens it up to more people. Now, so what I've done now is I'm taking a little chalk paste. I stirred it, made sure it was the consistency of cake batter or yogurt. I'm just taking some and I'm holding my squeegee at an angle and I'm just smearing the paste on. All I need to do is make sure all of the black areas are covered, all the black area. Because it's screening where the design is, you can see the black surface underneath. And that is what you want to cover. It's not necessary to cover all this green because it's not doing anything but wasting chalk paste. So you just need to focus on where you can see the design. You can use the whole thing, you can leave some of it out, you could leave the line out of there if you wanted, you can use some of the words in a different message. I've done that with plenty of projects. Okay, so all of the black area is covered up. Now what I'm going to do is hold my squeegee straight up and down and just swipe it across to remove any excess paste. Put it back in the jar. just like this. Put it back in the jar. That's one of the things I love about this product, is you don't have to waste it. It lasts a long time, because you really don't. It looks like you use a whole lot, but you really don't, because you end up putting a lot of it back in. Okay, so that's taken care of. I'm going to pull up the corner first just to get it started. But what I'm not going to do is grab the corner and rip it across this way. Or grab this corner and rip it this way, because that will stretch it out and ruin the design of the stencil. So I start with the corner, and I'm working my way over to the other corner to lift it up, and then I want to pull it up from the middle. I'm going slowly, because if I have to, I'm going to want to put the, if I see any letters that didn't come out well enough, I'm going to lay it back down and put some more chalk paste over it. And one of the ways that that can happen is if you take a long time and the chalk paste dries before you start pulling it up, then it will stick to the screening and it will come up with the stencil. But I'm quite pleased with the way it's looking tonight. And there it is. Let's transfer it on. I'm going to set this aside so it can dry for a little bit. Now, the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to work on the other ones while I'm letting that one dry. But if all you're doing is one and you want to get it done right away, all you have to do is take a blow dryer and blow dry it a little bit. Which I can do. I'll wipe off the paste that's over here. And just take the blow dryer to it. And so now it's dry and ready to be finished. Oh, we'll just go ahead and finish it. Well, now I've got the paste open, so I'm going to go ahead and stencil first, and then I'll finish them up. I'm going to do this one. This is the Together We Make a Family kit. You get your board as well as the ribbon. This is going to be similar to the caution one in the manner it's done. The way I do it, and once again, you can do it any way you want. So on the back, this is one I haven't used yet, so I need to write on the back. Together we make a family. Okay. So this right here is really the easiest part of the project. Stenciling it is the easiest part, and then if you're anything like me, it takes a few minutes to decide how you want to embellish. If you decide to embellish, I mean, you don't have to embellish. Some people prefer simple, and these can be done on smaller surfaces, much like this one, like this surface. These can be done on that size, and you don't even have to embellish the stand, and it'd be something beautiful. You can use any color you like. There's a wide variety of colors available. This one I'm placing the same way. So it's on the board. I'm doing the same thing on this one. The kit, the one I just showed you, the board I just showed you, I'm planning to put together a kit for that one. I did that, I want to say last month, and I've had it on my shelf, and every time I look at it, it just brings a smile to my face because of all the pretty colors and the cute little yellow bumblebee. So tonight, just before I started this live, I made the decision to do that as a kit. And I started looking around to make sure I have everything I need. And I do need to place an order to make sure I have enough. And then I'm going to do a live tutorial on how to do that particular one with all the colors. There we go. But for now, I did the beginner's kits. For those of you who have never tried this before, I thought it would be nice to have something simple just to get a chance to see if it's anything you would even enjoy doing, or if you know someone who would like to do this but is not sure, you can show them this as a simple, inexpensive way to give it a try. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. It's really stuck on there. Here we go. Oh, I love this white on black. It really just pops. So pretty. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to set it aside after I dry it just a little bit. So that's number 2. I'm glad you can't see my table beyond this area because I had it all nice and clean today and ready for this evening with nothing but my chalk paste and my squeegee. And then I started working on Easter. And now everything behind the camera the whole table is covered with Easter bunnies and eggs and stencils and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do this in the center. Bring it up just a little bit. No, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to do the same thing. Now this one, when I did this one, I moved it down and over to have room for the ribbon to go both ways. So there's, you could do that. You could do it to the other side. You can move it up to the top and have put your embellishment down here, however you want to do it. But this one is going to be just a little bit different than the others. Probably I'm thinking more for the advanced beginner. Maybe somebody who is a little daring to take on a little more than just tying a ribbon to it. Now this surface will be fine if I get my paste over the edge of the stencil, and if you can tell, I'm getting pretty close. There are some surfaces you will work with that won't be as forgiving and would be a little bit difficult to wash the paste off, but if I was to get paste on the board like I just did just now, this particular one will be okay because it'll just wash right off. When I'm ready to remove the stencil, I can just take it off and wash it in that little spot. Now you don't have to press down really hard. It's just a gentle little swipe. Making sure I'm getting all the little petals, all their little tips and corners and everything. I really wanted to show. I like this one. I've done a couple of these on some different surfaces, and it's actually one of the first ones I did. I just think it's really pretty. Okay, I like them all. I'm sorry. I am quite the chocoholic when it comes to this stuff. Alright, so I'm scraping out the excess again. I globbed it up pretty good. I didn't really have to. I wasn't really paying close attention to how much I was pulling out of the jar. There we go. All right. So I've removed all the excess, and I've obviously gone off of this stencil, which is fine. So now I'm peeling it up carefully. I should have gone the other way. It's easier for me to do the other way, so I'm going to turn this around. Oh my goodness. This one's really sticking too. I'm surprised at how much is sticking. Of course, I didn't fuzz it. I thought it would be okay because I've used it so much. All right, put that in the water. Dry my hands before I even touch it. So as you can see, I made a mess down there at the bottom. So I'm getting a Q-tip, dipping it in my water. There. Nice and cleaned up. And dry this for just a second. I don't know why it left water spots like that. Okay. So that one's ready. Now, I want to embellish a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this paste out of the way so that I don't make any messes, for one thing. And this doesn't just get left sitting open to the air, because when it's left open to the air, it starts thickening. So I'm going to put that over to the side. The plan for this one, for my taste, or for this kit too as well, again, was to go very neutral. I think polka dots are cute for kids' bathroom, quite honestly. So first thing I did was tie it around the top. I'm going to tie it one more time, but I'm not going to pull it yet. I'm going to leave it up like that, okay? And then I'm going to take this and make a little bit of a bow. And I'm going to slide it under here, inside the knot, through the knot that I haven't pulled tight yet. And then I'm going to pull it tight. Slide it up. And put these here. There we go. And I want to let this place. Oh no, right here. My good scissors. I want to dovetail the ends. Just by folding them in half and cutting them in an angle toward the point. And that's it for that one. There's your little bathroom sign. You can do it, pull this up so it doesn't cover the word caution. You can pull it tighter, you can glue it down, you can do a different manner of making your bow, or not put one at all. But there it is. I just think that is just so stinking adorable for a kid's bathroom. So there's that one. And then for this one, together we make a family. I'm going to do my favorite thing of all. I do this a lot. And take the gingham or buffalo check, whatever you call it, check ribbon, and do the same thing that I did a minute ago. I'm just going to tie it across the top. Like that. And then take these two. Tie that together. Can turn that one around so that the polka dots are up. I have already dovetailed the ends, but they're so long that I'm going to cut them because this is too long too. So I'm cut them down just like that. Cut this down a little more. And there's a little plaque. You could hang it up, or you could stand it up on a shelf, on a table with a little plate standard kind of a deal. Make it as a little gift for someone. Or just keep it and practice on it. Wash it off, try it again, because you can definitely do that as well. So there's that. It's a nice little practice kit, a beginner kit to get started. Now this one, I'm going to do a little more to it. This is something I played around with yesterday. I only had enough time to play around with one, so I was able to come up with a different idea for this one. And not the other ones. There's a little spot on the A that I'm not particularly caring for. So, I just picked up my fine tip squeegee. I'm going to dip it in the chalk paste and then dab it on that spot. And just dab it around there. Make it until I like it. That's better. So there was a little spot on the A that must have dried before I got it up off of the surface. So now you can't even see it. It's in better shape. It's perfect. And I'm going to remove this from here. Now, if you wanted to, you could stencil these and fix them up the way you want them, and then spray them with Mod Podge or a sealer so that it doesn't come off. Or you can just leave it like this, and you can wash it off and redo it anytime you want. If you got a hold of different colors of chalk paste, you could do it in different colors. This particular one is done in the white. Okay, so our beads are ready. I don't know if you can see everything I'm doing. I don't know why my beads are ready. They're nice and dry. There's my white. They don't have to be perfect, but I don't want that much showing. So I'm just touching them up a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, the bottom side was a little bit harder to get because it was up against the pencil. Whoopsie. And now my little ones, they're dry as well. That one needs a little touch up. So I'm going to touch it up a little bit. I do have a decision I still need to make about the bow that I'm going to add to this. But my major decision will be where exactly I want to put it. Let's see. So, okay, we have this wire. This wire came from a set of vintage trucks I picked up that I dismantled. And so now I have this little piece of wire that I'm using for this instead of the twine. I'm doing the wire. So I'm putting one big, two little, and then one big, and then one big, two little, and then one big. So I have two sets of two bigs and two littles. I put the wire through the first side, and now I'm going to put it through the second side. I'm just folding it up. So I just put it through a hole and folded it up. So now we have this beaded wire hanger. And so my question I have for myself is, where do I want to put the bow? So I've got this piece of ribbon. This will come with the kit. The kit will come with your unpainted beads, a piece of wire, the surface, the white chalk paste, the stencil, and this ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about, come over to here, about the, between the end and about halfway through, and make a loop. I'm going to do the same thing on this side and make a loop. And then I'm going to tie the loops together like this into a knot. And now all I have to do is pull it tight so it tightens in the middle, and then I can fix the bow to however big I want that. So now we have a pretty little bow with a long tail. Now, I do believe I want this here, like that. Or do I want it here? That's the question I have for myself. Do I want it here, or do I want it up here? I think I want it up there. I think I like that better. What do you think? I see somebody there. Dawn. Hi, Dawn. So what do you think? Bow up here? Bow down here? Bow in the corner? Ooh. I like that bow in the corner. Tough decision. I'm going to glue it on, so I think I'm going to do the bow in the corner. Yep, I'm going to do it in the corner. Okay. So, do I want it on this corner, or do I want it on that corner? That corner. Of course, it would have helped if I plugged in my glue gun. So I'm plugging it in, I gotta let it warm up. Also, the kit will come, so the kit will come with the surface, the stencil, some white chalk paste, a sample packet of white chalk paste, a squeegee, a stir stick, your beads that are unpainted, a piece of wire, and also this button. The button will come in a little plastic bag. And the button will go right here on the bow. So, as soon as my glue gun gets hot enough, I'm going to finish this off. Now, the hot glue will hold the bow on there, and really I'm pretty sure I haven't taken anything off that I've glued onto these boards, but I'm pretty sure if you want to take it off and redo it a different way, it'll be okay. Okay, it's hot. So, it's not coming out, so it's not hot enough. So there, while we're waiting, one more show. There's one of the beginner's kits. Simple enough for someone who's never done this before to just give it a shot and see if they would like to do it. Here is the other beginner's kit we did tonight. Cute, adorable for a little kid's bathroom. A neutral color, little polka dots. This is the kit I did about a week or so ago, and I only have one of these left. So there's that, and this is the last one. These are my 4 beginners kits. I have 3 of these left. That's why I thought I'd better get on and show everybody before they go. So, glue that there, and then glue the button. It's a little fabric button. I love the pattern in it. I don't know if that's the right way to call it. It's a button that's covered. And there it is. That is just adorable. Look at that. Little button is covered in fabric. Bow on the corner. And you can hang it up this way or stand it up on the table. And that's it. Those are the 4 beginners kits. I have 3 of each of these left and 1 of the blessed one left. So if you're interested, just send me a message and I'll get with you and work it out. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I'll be on again next week, Sunday. Maybe Maybe I'll do an Easter project since I'm dragging all that out now. All right. Thank you. Good night.